A Full House star just called his co-star's ex-husband a terrible narcissist, and it reveals how a $500,000 college scandal destroyed a Hollywood marriage. John Stamos went scorched earth on Massimo Giannulli, claiming Lori Loughlin was innocent and went to prison for her husband's crimes. After 40 years of friendship, Stamos says he'll never speak to Giannulli again, calling him the mastermind behind the college admissions bribery scheme. The couple just separated after 28 years of marriage, with Loughlin finding incriminating texts on his phone. But here's what this really reveals. Celebrity marriages aren't love stories. They're business partnerships that collapse when the financial crimes are exposed. When a $500,000 bribe to get your kids into USC destroys a decades-long marriage and sends someone to federal prison, it shows how the college admission system has become a criminal enterprise that tears apart even the most privileged families.
A British prince used your tax money to spy on his sexual abuse victim, and the police are finally investigating. Prince Andrew allegedly asked his taxpayer-funded protection officer to dig up dirt on Virginia Giuffre, passing along her personal information including social security number and date of birth. The Metropolitan Police are now actively looking into leaked emails that exposed this abuse of public resources. This isn't just about royal scandal, it's about how elite institutions use your money to cover up their crimes. Giuffre's posthumous memoir reveals explosive new details about 3 alleged sexual encounters with Andrew, but the real scandal is how the royal family weaponizes public resources for personal protection. Here's the brutal truth. You're not just funding royal luxury, you're paying for a system that uses police power to intimidate and investigate the victims of elite abuse. When princes can turn taxpayer-funded cops into private investigators, the entire system is rigged to protect power and silence victims.
An 85-year-old grandma was moments away from losing $40,000 to a Bitcoin scam. And it exposes how crypto has become a weapon against America's seniors. CNN's investigation into crypto ATM scams reveals a twisted world where criminals specifically target elderly victims, pushing them to convert life savings into cryptocurrency through ATM machines. In 2023 alone, Americans lost over $110 million to Bitcoin ATM scams, and the numbers are exploding in 2025. These aren't random crimes. They're systematic attacks on the most vulnerable Americans using technology designed to be confusing and irreversible. The scammers know exactly what they're doing, targeting people who don't understand cryptocurrency but trust authority figures. Here's what makes this especially sick. Crypto ATMs were supposed to make digital currency accessible, but they've become the perfect tool for financial elder abuse. When your grandmother's life savings can disappear into a Bitcoin machine in minutes, you know the entire cryptocurrency system is designed to enable theft, not financial freedom.
$189 million in crypto just got liquidated in 12 hours. And the timing was too perfect to be coincidence. As Bitcoin surged past $111,000, over $180 million in positions were suddenly liquidated in what appears to be a coordinated attack on retail investors. Despite obvious signs of market manipulation, insider trading allegations are being dismissed by authorities who seem more interested in protecting crypto whales than investigating obvious fraud. Scallon. This wasn't market volatility. This was surgical precision designed to wipe out ordinary investors while enriching the connected few. The pattern is always the same: mysterious price movements that benefit insiders while destroying retail traders who don't have access to the same information. Here's what they don't want you to know. The crypto market isn't decentralized. It's controlled by a small group of whales who can trigger massive liquidations whenever they want to harvest profits from your losses. When $189 million can disappear in 12 hours and nobody gets investigated, you know the game is rigged from the start.
A bishop just publicly shamed a church member for not donating enough money. And the viral video exposes how religion has become a financial scam. Bishop Marvin Winans called out a woman and her son during a church fundraiser for donating $1,200 instead of the requested $2,000, humiliating them in front of the entire congregation. This isn't about faith, it's about financial exploitation disguised as spiritual authority. Churches have become sophisticated money extraction operations that use guilt, shame, and religious pressure to separate people from their savings. The viral video shows the ugly reality behind the prosperity gospel: religious leaders who treat congregants like ATMs and public shame as a collection strategy. Here's what makes this especially twisted. Churches enjoy tax-exempt status while operating like predatory businesses that target the financially desperate. When religious authority is weaponized to extract specific dollar amounts from struggling families, you're not witnessing faith. You're watching a criminal enterprise that hides behind God to steal from the vulnerable.
Two disgraced TV anchors just got engaged to save their careers, and it reveals how celebrity relationships are business strategies disguised as romance. Two disgraced TV anchors just got engaged to save their careers. And it reveals how celebrity relationships are business strategies disguised as romance. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes announced their engagement nearly 3 years after their affair scandal cost them their ABC jobs, hoping the milestone will help rehabilitate their public image and revive their earning potential. This isn't love, it's calculated damage control designed to make them marketable again. Celebrity relationships aren't personal, they're brand partnerships with carefully timed announcements designed for maximum publicity and financial benefit. The timing of their engagement isn't romantic, it's strategic, designed to shift the narrative from scandal to redemption story that networks and sponsors can buy into. Here's the brutal reality. When your personal life is your business model, every relationship milestone becomes a marketing campaign. When disgraced celebrities use engagement announcements as career rehabilitation tools, it proves that even the most intimate moments are just content designed to generate revenue and restore their value in the entertainment marketplace.
An Austrian billionaire is appealing his fraud conviction from prison, and it shows how the ultra-wealthy never really face consequences. Rene Lenko, former property billionaire, is fighting his 2-year prison sentence for insolvency fraud, using an army of lawyers to delay and overturn his conviction. This isn't about justice, it's about how billionaires use the legal system as a personal service to avoid accountability for massive financial crimes. While ordinary people go straight to jail for minor offenses, billionaires get to appeal their way out of consequences while living in luxury. The pattern is always the same: commit massive fraud, get convicted, then use unlimited resources to fight the system until it gives up or finds a technicality. Here's what they don't want you to know. The justice system has 2 tiers, and if you're rich enough, criminal convictions become just another business expense that can be pulled away. When billionaires can turn prison sentences into legal negotiations, you know the entire system is designed to protect wealth, not deliver justice.
A major social media company is facing a securities fraud lawsuit with today's deadline, and it exposes how tech platforms lie to investors about everything. Snap Inc. is being sued for allegedly misleading shareholders about user engagement and revenue metrics, with the class action deadline hitting today. This isn't about one company, it's about how the entire social media industry inflates numbers to boost stock prices while knowing the real data tells a different story. Tech companies have turned investor fraud into an art form, using manipulated metrics and fake engagement numbers to create billion-dollar valuations built on lies. The lawsuit reveals what insiders already know. Social media metrics are largely fictional, designed to fool investors rather than reflect reality. Here's the terrifying truth. Your social media addiction is funding a massive investor fraud scheme where platforms fake their success to extract money from pension funds and retirement accounts. When tech companies can lie about their most basic metrics and face minimal consequences, the entire stock market becomes a casino where the house always wins.
Corporate executives just cashed out $18 million in stock sales, and the timing reveals they know something you don't. Insiders at Dell, Albertsons, and Celsius sold major holdings totaling over $18 million, following the classic pattern of executives dumping shares before bad news hits. This isn't coincidence. It's systematic insider trading disguised as routine portfolio management. These executives have access to information that won't be public for weeks or months, giving them an unfair advantage that destroys retail investors who buy what insiders are selling. The pattern is always the same. Executives cash out at peak prices while encouraging employees and investors to hold or buy more shares. Here's what makes this especially corrupt. These same executives often appear on financial news shows recommending their own stocks while secretly selling them. When corporate insiders can legally trade on material non-public information while retail investors get prosecuted for the same behavior, you know the entire stock market is rigged to transfer wealth from ordinary people to connected elites.
A major investment bank is under securities fraud investigation, and it's connected to the biggest accounting scandal in decades. Jefferies Financial Group faces investigation after their stock dropped 8%, linked to their role in financing the First Brand's collapse, where $2+ billion simply vanished. This isn't just about one bank, it's about how Wall Street knowingly profits from corporate fraud and then acts surprised when it all falls apart. Investment banks make money on every deal, whether legitimate or fraudulent, collecting fees up front while leaving investors to discover the lies later. The Jefferies investigation reveals the dirty secret of Wall Street. They don't care if companies are committing fraud as long as the fees keep flowing. Here's what they never tell you. Investment banks have entire departments dedicated to packaging fraudulent companies and selling them to pension funds and retirement accounts. When the fraud is exposed, the banks claim ignorance while keeping the billions in fees they collected from enabling the crime. The system is designed to reward Wall Street for facilitating corporate theft while socializing the losses to ordinary investors.